All right, perfect. All right. So, good afternoon, everyone. We are finishing off one of our balloon designs that we're doing today, and we just wanted to bring you along to show you how we finish off our design. So, this is Adrienne.
Hello,
And
everybody.
I'm Erica, and we are Lux and Logic. We do lots of event designs, and we're trying to get better at putting out more tutorials for you guys. So make sure that you are subscribed to our channel. Make sure you go over to Instagram and like over there, because we're going to be doing live Instagrams and live YouTubes as well. We thank you so much for the subscribers that we already have. And without further ado, let's get into what we have going on in the back. Adrienne, do you want to let them know what we've done so far?
Right, so what we have right now
Let me get out
is
the way.
we have a balloon garland, and as you can see, it starts on the ceiling and then it kind of drapes to the floor. We also have a letter here representative of a name. That's kind of a special touch we put in for this install. So we just want to give you some basics on what we have done to get the structure up, and we're also going to show you some of our little tricks for making it look a bit better.
Thebomb.com better.
Okay, so Erica, if you'll give some details about the structure.
The structure. Okay, so if you want to do a ceiling design, your foundation is so important. Okay, so you are going to need hooks that will stick to a ceiling. We are using some outdoor hooks because we know how to get them off without permanent damage. So that's what we're using today, but you can use regular command hooks that you buy in the store. At least let them be 1.5 pound weightage. And then what you want to do is just draw out your design on the ceiling with your hook. So we have an anchor point here at the very top because we want it to be a triangle coming out towards us. Then you want to hook one to your base point in the corner, because this is a corner design. And then you want to have one here at the third point of your triangle, and then one that comes midway of what is going to hang down, so it's not loosey-goosey hanging all over the place. And then we have one base point on the floor, so we don't have to use a water balloon weight. We just put a hook on the floor, and then we tie the last balloon or one balloon that's on the floor to that base, and that is what holds this thing all together so that it is stable, that we can put our letter in. In the back of our letter here, this is a letter that we made in-house. It is made out of foam board, and we just put some legs in the back so that we can put a weight there so that this doesn't go anywhere if the wind is to blow. Same thing here on the floor. We have a hook at the bottom for these that are ballooning out of the side, so that we have some type of stability to work with. And now that we've done all of the base things, now it's time to beautify.
Yeah.
And Adrienne is in charge of beautifying, so I'll let her explain what we're about to do.
Right, so I just want to reiterate that anytime you're having a party, a housewarming, a get-together, you want to make sure that your decorations are stabilized. That's why we have so many anchor points, because even if you're doing something on the inside, you have people who are joyous, they're happy, they're bumping into things, and although we can't prevent all mistakes and mishaps, we want to do our best to keep the design or the structure that we put together stabilized. And that's another reason. A lot of times when you're doing parties and things on the inside, a great idea is to put some of your bigger design elements in corners, because everybody will probably be more in the open space. But over here in the corners, it's a lot of unused area where you can decorate, and it won't be like in the way of people having fun.
Right, and it's a good photo opportunity because you're not in the mix of the middle of the room where everyone's trying to socialize. You can nudge off over here in the corner, snap you a few photos for Instagram, and be about your business.
Yeah, so let's get to the decoration, or what I like to call zhuzh. So most people, if they saw that, they would say, oh, this is nice, this is a nice garland. But we always like to add layers of sizes, colors, and textures of balloons in order to create an organic feel and look to whatever decoration we're putting up. So Erica is going to start grabbing some of our zhuzh balloons.
Yes.
Basically, we have some 5-inch balloons, 10-inch balloons. I think we've got a couple 18 inches that we're just going to be incorporating as she sees fit, so that this looks a lot more
Full, dynamic.
Definitely, we want to fill it out.
We use these pieces like to draw your eye to like certain places. So especially these, we won't overdo it with our pattern balloons. We just want to add a little ba-ba-boom. Okay, so for me, this is my base structure here in this corner. And I've added this the decorative balloon here, which makes it look a little bit off balance to me. So I want to go back in and add a little bit more of this chocolate brown balloon to this side, just to, I didn't tell you guys, I just have 2 different size quads tied together with a 260 balloon. So that's what I'm going to be using to wrap around one of these lighter colored balloons on this side here. And then that's going to give me a little bit more balance and add a little bit of chocolate. So being that I am pretty short, you may want to get a ladder or anything, a step stool or something to make it a little bit more easy for you to place balloons. I'm not sure if you guys can really see that, but I just wanted to cover a little bit more of the white that was on this wall to give it an angle, because Adrian is going to come in here on top and add a lovely decorative piece to like a little top hat for our letter N, and it's going to be beautiful. So we want to make your eyes do this, up, down, and slant immediately to our end, I call it an end cap. She wants to call it a hat, but she's going to put a beautiful hat here for this end, and then let it flow all the way down. So our eye-catching piece, we want it to go like this from top all the way to the floor. We want you to get the whole thing and not just one focal point. So that is what we are working on doing. So then I would come in here on this floor side here. We don't have any of our pattern balloons as of yet, so I want to add just a little bit. Same thing, we just have 4 sections of balloons on the end tied with a 260, and we're just going to add it in here on the bottom so that it can match this end that is over here, and we just wrap it right around just like this to give it a little bump right here, just like that. So that is how we are going to be doing these things. So I'm also going to add a little bit more smaller ones here in this corner, because you want every color to flow very nicely all together inside of your pattern. So I'm going to add a little bit of chocolate brown right here. And then I will let my sister show you guys what she's gonna do for her top hat section while I grab a few more balloons to add here on this side here where you guys may not be able to see that well. But we try to set the cameras up so that you can see as much detail and as much of the whole entire section that we did here in this corner style design. Adrian has pampas grass. You guys know everybody loves pampas grass. It's all the rage. It's a staple. It's something that can be used year round. It's beautiful in any accented piece, or it can be used alone without any balloons and any kind of floral tight manner. So without further ado, here's Adrian. I will be her assistant and grab anything that she needs off on the side of the camera.
Hey, so what we're going to do, like Erica said, is we're going to use some pampas grass in order to add some detail. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to add what I like to call a top hat over here. So what that is actually is just going to be a collection of balloons as well as some pieces of pampas grass. So Erica has already hot glued a styrofoam block on the back of the letter so that we can easily stick in some pieces of pampas grass. So these pieces won't be a part of the balloon structure. It'll be on the back, but you'll be able to see it, and we may weave some of the pieces of the grass through the balloons. So what we're going to do is we're just going to straighten out the end of the pampas grass, just so it sticks really nicely into the block we have. She's just going to hold it for me. My hands are full. So, there we go. So we're going to stick it in like this. And of course, this grass is very bendable, so you can stick it up. We're going to probably spread a lot of it out once we get everything set and ready to go. But it's there. It's sticking there. It's not moving. It's pretty stable. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick another piece in. And I'm just trying to stick enough into the block so that it stays. Again, I'm going to move these around and put them where I need them. So my beginning thought is that I'm going to use 3 of these pieces. We'll see if I add any more at the end. I do have several other pieces I plan on adding throughout the garland just to bring another level of texture and another place for your eye to flow, but we'll see how it goes. All right. Trying to find a good place to put it. All right, so those are our 3 pieces, and we're just gonna let them hang out for a little bit until I get my balloons in. So, and as you can see, I did kind of a crisscross when I put these in, just so all of them are not laying to the same side, and it brings a little bit of a more organic feel to it, but you'll see once we get everything done. So here is my set of balloons that I put together as a top hat. My idea was to add some more colors into this scheme. However, you know, when you're working with a partner, you have to, yes, that one. When you're working with a partner, you have to, you know, give and pull and compromise. That's something I'm definitely learning in this partnership with my sister. If she doesn't want to do something, sometimes we don't do it. And it works both ways, but it's, yeah, we won't get into it. But yes, so this is my top hat again. So we just have some of the tiger print balloons as well as some of the cream balloons. Now I just want to mention, if you look at these balloons, they are very opaque, meaning you cannot see through them. These are double stuffed balloons. If you look at the color scheme, it's very muted, it's very opaque. These are double stuffed balloons. And when you buy a balloon garland, you want to make sure your balloons, depending on the look you're going for, are as opaque as possible.
Right.
If you have less expensive balloons, you can double stuff them to give them a more opaque look, but you are spending almost twice the money you would spend
Buying the right balloons.
right. So just wanted to mention that these are opaque. Put them in the camera. I don't know if they can see me. So that's why they look very full and non-see-through. So
Right.
what we want to do is we want to add some glue dots to our letters so that we can stick our top hat on. So can you hold that? Yeah. So I'm just gonna stick on a few.
Yeah. And I have found that the trick to using glue dots is to tear off a few of them off of the paper roll that it comes on. And then I lay them either on my balloon or on the surface that I'm going to be adhering it to, and then peel it off of there. Make sure you smooth it out, because if you try to tear off one of these glue dots just one by one with your finger, it's gonna get how do you say it? I don't want to. It's gonna be shriveled up. Like, it won't lay flat. That means you won't have a flat surface to adhere your things to. Let me see if I can. You can barely even see them. But if I stick my finger on it, it's not only taking away the tackiness of the glue dot, but it makes it shrivel. So it's like more textured looking instead of flat. So your balloons won't adhere as well as they should if you just lay it on flat, how it goes. Any more? Okay, yeah. So she's just shaping this right now. And sometimes it takes a lot of glue dots. I know you can use cheap ones or you can use expensive ones. A lot of times people will send you glue dots like in packs of stuff, or they'll send you samples. So we use a lots of sampling of products when we're doing like tutorials and things like that. And we figure out what's going to be best for each project. So that's what we're doing now. And like we said, instead of a marquee letter, you know, we offer to make the letter for the client, because sometimes marquee letters can be a little bit more expensive, well, a lot of bit more expensive than using a foam board letter. And making this, you get 2 times the use. You can use it without balloons, or you can fill them with balloons as well. And we like both looks. You need more?
Yeah, probably. And I'll say this. My sister is a great champion of glue dots.
I love it. Or you can use hot glue. I love hot glue.
I would use hot glue. But just because we have an abundance of glue dots, we are using these today. But yeah,
you can either one.
But
make sure it's low temperature.
Whatever you like to use. I feel like hot glue guns are just more user friendly than the glue dots, but my sister is a master at them. So it just depends on whatever works for you. I don't think both of them will stick, but it's just kind of whatever feels better.
Yeah. Where do you want it? Here?
That's fine. I just want this.
Okay.
It doesn't have to. And glue dots are they're definitely inexpensive.
Yeah. I still like to hold it a while, just as if I'm using hot glue. See that? Come on.
So
Glue dots for the win. Okay?
So just let them get a view of what's happening here. So as you can see, we do have a little top hat here. That's the extra set of balloons. We still have our pampas grass in the back. In the back, we are going to integrate that and kind of weave it through. Also, another reason that we like to separate the two is that so that the entire weight of the pampas grass won't be on the balloons weighing it down. So I'm just going to start spreading out some of these pieces. And again, the ends of this are very pliable, so you can make it, give it the look that you want. Let's see. I'm just gonna push that down a little bit so that you can see what's happening. Also, I can already tell I'm gonna want more of this.
Yeah.
So I'm just leaning the pieces I want to the front, and I'm also driving down the pampas grass more into the styrofoam so that it's shorter.
Yeah, so we let you guys join in on this part because honestly, I feel like this portion of it takes the longest. Actually building the foundation is pretty easy, but when you're going for a certain look, you want to step back, make sure things are balanced. Make sure that you look at it from every angle because you don't know which angle your client or their guests are going to be taking the photos from. So it needs to look good from all angles. It's the same thing as making a centerpiece for a table. It needs to look good 360, not just face on view. So that is what we are going for here. So it takes a little bit more time. You want to make sure that all your spaces are filled in, and that you don't have any hardware showing. Hardware should not be showing at all. It needs to be your design when it's finished. It needs to be complete. We do not want to be able to look at someone's Instagram photo and say, man, there's a hole there and it should be a balloon there, or I can see the mechanics of the structure. That is not what our desire is. So that is what Adrienne is doing right now. She is stepping back behind the camera and she is looking at what she has going on so that she's making sure everything is on. And I think her top hat is coming out really cute. What y'all think? Are you guys liking the top hat? I think it looks cute. Again, we're just doing this live on today, but we will be making more tutorialistic videos. So please make sure you go over and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we will be filming a few short tutorials. It doesn't have to be anything that's like 30 minutes long, but just to show you exactly how we do it, like how to make this one piece so you can just jump right there instead of making a really long video that you have to watch to the end to find out what you're trying to actually do or make. So that is what we will be doing. And make sure you stay tuned because we want to try to do a live or film video of us doing a couple of college events and things like that so that you guys can learn from what we do and ask questions. We are available to answer any and all questions. So just let us know what your topics are and we will film it or we will show it. So that is our plan. I'm gonna grab a few more small balloons. If Adrienne doesn't need my assistance with some more of these flowers, let me grab her. We got 4 left. It looks good. Don't try to.
Okay, so I'm just gonna spread out what I have. If it was up to me, I would use every piece of pampas grass I could find for this, but I'm gonna limit it here. And let's see what it looks like. Okay, so
Put the balloon down.
Can I just have this in front of it? Can I just put that there so it gets on?
Yeah, you can. Do we want to use glue dot for it?
Actually,
Okay,
I
we'll
want
set it.
this long.
We're gonna use another glue dot because we're gonna add one bunch of chocolate balloons here.
I would love to have a smaller bunch.
A smaller
Yeah,
bunch?
do you have a
Yeah.
smaller bunch? Here, just a simple, yeah. So I'm gonna add this smaller bunch of balloons. Usually I would have done the whole piece and then put it on, but my sister was very eager for you guys to have some action time with us. So
Let me explain. My sister is a perfectionist, and she would rather for you guys to see it perfectly done than to actually show the process of how it becomes perfect. And I think a lot of people want to know how things become perfect rather than to just see it in its perfect state. Again, this is the longest process of actually putting up any balloon installation, and that is the end part, which is the zhuzhing, as my sister calls it. The end of fixing the balloon garland is the beauty of a balloon garland to us. So that's what takes the longest amount of time. What do you want?
I just like,
A small one?
yeah, I just need to stick this.
You just need the glue dots.
Oh.
So yeah.
Yeah, give me another glue dot.
But yes, this is definitely it. I wish I could take you guys off of the thing so you can see the full ceiling. But I think it would mess up the entire angle of everything. So I won't take you guys off the stand. Do you want to see how you're gonna put some here?
So I'm just gonna stick a few.
We're gonna add the last bit of pampas on this other side to balance it out just at the bottom.
Yeah, we're just gonna add a few pieces just to continue the theme. And I'm just sticking these in here. You can use glue dots if you want to secure. You can use hot glue if you really want it to stay perfectly in the same space. But with the stems that I'm working with, they will stay.
I think that needs to be turned up.
Okay, you can turn it.
Just be careful when you use florals and make sure that the ends of your florals are not pointy, because otherwise it will pop your balloons when you get ready to go in and try to add florals to your design.
All right.
This one, look at where it's not.
If you want to zhuzh it a little bit and make it, and sometimes, you know, we need a second eye. Sometimes we need a second eye. Sometimes I'll say, I like this, let's move this. Sometimes she'll say, oh, I really don't like what you did. So we always try to work together to make sure we're getting the best look possible. 2 sets of eyes is always better than one. So I always definitely listen if she says, I don't like this, it's too much. Even though I don't
She
always
doesn't want
agree. even though I don't always agree, I definitely, she is my partner. She does have a great eye, so I always like to listen and make sure I'm taking other perspectives into account.
That's how it is really heavy. Down. But it's okay.
Okay.
It's
So what do you think? Do you
Let me
think
see.
we may need one more set in this whole way? How? What do you think?
in what? Where?
Right here?
Small balloon.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
And I think that will do it.
We don't have really small. We have this.
Okay, so you're the glue dot queen, so you go ahead and put that on. You need some?
I got some. Let's see. I will put it right up underneath. Right here.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Now,
How do you feel about it now? And as you can see, we're doing a lot of
okay.
kind of modifying and tweaking the design, and that's why we say you always want to make sure that you have a stable foundation, because even though some of the pieces will move a little bit, it will not fall. So that's very important to build a good foundation.
What do you think?
Yeah. I can
Okay.
step back.
It's good.
I just this piece over here.
Okay.
Just fix it. So this would be our
The final look?
and this will be our final look. These are nudes. It's kind of a safari yet sophisticated feel. The
Right.
pampas grass brings in a sophisticated feel, so more for what you would think for an adult
Yeah, an adult.
woman. So which this is, adult woman, and a party, a birthday party, a celebration.
Right.
Also, you know, when you think of safari and animal print, you typically think of a kids party. But you can mature the look. You can
Yes.
take the look wherever excuse me, you want. It can be very sophisticated, it can be very minimalistic and simple. But just remember, there's always flexibility in what you do. So if a client asks for cheetah print, that doesn't always mean it's gonna look a certain
Yeah,
way. So
exactly.
that's why we always like to do a consult with the client. What is the feel? How do you want to
Right.
feel at your party? What are some of the things that you like? Can you show a picture of some of the things and decorations you've seen that you are really drawn to? So we always try to get a feel of the client, and this is a sophisticated cheetah print, animal print, balloon garland with a marquee letter signifying the name of the individual for this birthday party, indoor birthday party,
Right.
in a corner, starting here at the ceiling, going down to the floor. And again, using the pampas grass and a muted color palette in order to elevate the look into maturity.
Yes. Absolutely.
So take a good look at what we have here. Let us know, do you have any questions? Let us know what you think of our top hat, our pampas grass. How do you guys do it? Again, you know, it's a little different when you're doing it on camera. I do,
Yeah.
I do enjoy working and then just bringing you guys the finished product and talking about it. But again, I do agree. It's good
Yeah.
for people to see.
See the process. Because a
Sometimes-
lot of people think that it's really easy to just come in and 1, 2, 3, and they want to know why is it so expensive, why does it cost so much. So we, in our costs, we factor our client consultation, we factor in the fact that we are researching products for your event. We give you mock-ups, that takes time, and then we really like to come out and see the venue before we do any type of event or even a balloon arch, because sometimes I know my sister is not very good at measuring, so I don't expect everyone to be great at measuring. So we want to make sure that we have every the right amount of balloons or tools so that we can finish your entire product. But if you mismeasure, then we can't do that. We can't quote you the correct price. And we want you to be satisfied with your purchase with us, because we do like to go over and beyond, because we love you guys and we absolutely adore what we do. So we just want people to see the process and the time that it takes, especially with double stuffed balloons. That takes double the time, because you're not just taking the balloons out of the bag and you're blowing them up. That's also called a custom color. Double stuffing balloons are custom colors, because you may say, I want my party to be orange, blue, and pink, but you want pastels. If you want pastels, then that is going to require double stuffing, and that is what these brown coffee balloons are here. See, this is coffee unstuffed here, and then up here at the top, or this one here, is coffee double stuffed, because you don't want every part of your thing to be brown, 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 dark chocolate. You want variations of the color. So that is a part of why things cost a little bit more. And anytime you add florals or extra props like a letter or that, then that also increases the price, because it increases the time that we have to be there as well. And we always want to make sure that we're doing a good job for you guys. So we do like to visit the site before we begin working. So we factor all that into the cost as well. Anything else?
No, there is nothing else for me. You know, I am a juger, so I am going to keep
Playing with
zhuzhing
this
a little
as
bit.
soon as we go off camera, but we just wanted to show you guys the
Yeah.
process, and you will see the finished actual look on another video.
We'll take some pictures, and
Take
we're,
some pictures,
and we're
yeah.
also going to rearrange them.
Right.
Once this is done and over,
Right.
we're going to do another where we can rearrange
Yeah.
the look for you guys, and just show you some alterations you can do
Yeah.
with different color schemes.
Yes. All
So
right.
thank you
Thank you
for
so much.
joining us.
Please make sure you subscribe and like and share it, please. By the way, we love you guys. And bye. We'll see you next time.
All right, that's it for Lux and Logic for today.
Bye.
Y'all take care.